Yeah, Yulia, you'll do the
All right.
introductions, right? Yeah.
Okay, I guess we are live. And then right. So there will be certainly some delay in the whole broadcast. And so for that reason, we will just do a little quick check of who is there with us, what is going to happen, who all will be reacting. So let's do a quick technical check before we start the show. I'm also from my side gonna make sure that uh, we are all on with our presentations and that all participants are able to join on time. So let's do this. Let's do a quick check. For me, it's also the first experience, in fact, running things on YouTube. I'm more used to I'm actually used to being more of a listener rather than the moderator, or even the moderator, but on a different platform. So that's going to be a little bit of my debut, if it's the right word to say, on the YouTube. So let's hope and let's do it. So we can see. Let me. I wanted to check how we are moving actually on the YouTube right now. So let's see if we can get the comments. All right. Okay. So today, and I would like to welcome everyone to the webinar. We already sent the messages to all the people so that they can join on time. And like I said before, the first 20 people, like I promised, we've prepared a special gift for those newcomers and comers who are very good with their timings and they're good with their appearance. So, what I will tell you more about the gifts that we have prepared. But for now, guys, I need to check first of all if we are getting the comments over here. Okay. Now that's what we wanted to ask. First of all, if we are audible, if you can hear us, if everything is going well. All right. Now I'm requesting everyone to give some reactions. I don't know. I'm not able to see the comments. That's why I'm not sure how everything is going on, if we are good or not. All right. Here we have Raksha. Yes, we can hear you. Thank you. That means I can go on, Raksha. Thank you so much for being the kind commenter so that we get the feedback. Okay, good, guys. Good to see you all. And like I said, please, it would be nice to, like, you already can see my name, I hope. At least I can see my name. My name is Julia. I'll be your kind host for tonight. The Tuesday evening you could have spent in so many different ways. You could have watched Netflix, you could have gone to see your friend, you could have gone to the bar next to you, but you decided to learn. You decided to become a step further to being the super professional in the SEO. So here we go. Let's get to know each other. Like I've requested, you've already seen that I would like to know your names as well and the city you are in right now. So Raksha, not sure. I just know that Raksha could hear us. Varsha from Mount Abu. Wow. All right. Never heard Varsha. Let us know if is it in India even. I don't know. I've lived in
Yeah,
India
it's in
for
India.
10 years. I've lived in India 10 years. Never heard of this. Harshit from Karnataka, India. Hi, Harshit. That I know. I've been to Karnataka. Bangalore is Karnataka, my favorite city in India. All right, good guys. Good to hear from you. I'm personally from Ukraine, but yeah, I consider myself Punjabi, honestly speaking. My heart belongs to that region. Uh, Nothing can stop me when I hear Punjabi music. So, guys, welcome to the webinar. It's going to be a cozy evening for all of us, not just cozy, but very, very insightful. So, let's move on. I promised one thing that our webinar will be crisp, full of information, and right to the point. So, without further ado, I'll click to the Raksha again from Bangalore. Okay, Bangalore rocks. All the smartest people live there, probably, as I can see from today's participants. All right. So, guys, thank you for those who are joined on time. I know it's a big, big achievement. India, for me, has always been the country which takes it easy, no matter what it is. But like I said, it's really lovely that you are here on time. So, as a big part of thank you for showing up on time, we promised you a gift. Now, the gift, unfortunately, I wish I could just give it to you like this and put it in your hands. But in the era of technology, we couldn't think of better option but to suggest you how to get this gift with the maximum of personal interaction with our speaker today. Now, what is it going to be? First of all, let me tell you about the gift itself. Now, you've already received, when you registered, an amazing ebook from Sandeep Mallya, and that's like a heavy read material. And there is one more thing that's going to take your expertise to the next level, and that's another ebook. And guys, honestly, this is incredible. It's like 70 pages. I couldn't even go through half of it. I already was amazed with the amount of insights and super cool information. 70 pages ebook, and that is called the Ultimate Content Marketing Toolkit with the latest trends and life hacks that can definitely take your performance to the next level. So, who is going to get this ebook? First of all, what you need to do is to right after, or maybe even during this webinar, I really hope that you're already following Sandeep Mallya on LinkedIn. If not, please quickly fix this mistake and do it. And once you follow him, please send, uh, we're going to provide you the keywords that you're going to send to Sandeep. Uh, and that keyword will be Sandeep99. So the moment Sandeep will see this keyword, he will understand that you have been to his webinar, that you're a big fan of his work, and you would like to receive this toolkit. So please send this password to his DM and he will definitely get back to you with this document. And now, again, let's agree with you on one thing. You have been amazing that you've arrived to this webinar on time. There will certainly be some latecomers, and we will not punish them, but they will punish themselves by not seeing this slide anymore. So now you see the keyword on your screen, I hope, and that says Sandeep99. Please memorize it, make a screenshot, send it to your secret folder, and do not share this password with anyone who joins later, okay? In case I'm gonna change this slide right now. If somebody right now comes on this live and asks, Yulia, what about the gift? Where is the gift? Please give me the gift. Please promise me you will not send this password to them. We're gonna keep it secret between us, okay? Do I have a yes from your side? If you agree to play this secret game, because I believe that only those cool people who were in time should be rewarded. This is you guys, so please say yes, that you agree to the terms and conditions. And remember the password, and we're going to move forward. All right. So if everybody is okay, including Sandeep, I know it's a bit tricky, these kind of terms and conditions. Benedict says yes. Okay, so we now are a little family, okay? We're the family of people who know the password. All right, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to remove this slide, and that's it. No one else will know how to get the gift. Sorry for them. All right, next, let's go next. So, what's going to happen today, guys? The duration of this webinar will be 1 hour, maybe a little more, so you can play your time accordingly. Your questions, please keep by the end. All right, during the last 15 minutes, we will dedicate to the questions. Write down your questions in the chat so that later on we get back to them. Okay, as usually, the friendly, respectful atmosphere during the webinar. And of course, I know I received a couple of messages in the private message that some people were not able to make it tonight exactly, but they were asking for the recording. So, recording we will share for free, but there will be little terms and conditions for that. So, you will receive the link and the terms of and conditions in the email that you used when you registered yourself for this webinar. Okay, so we are good to move. Now, what is going to happen today? What are you going to learn? And why you should stay until the end of this webinar? So today we will share top 5 SEO trends for this year. Yeah, so things keep changing, and of course, the industry of SEO for sure. So Sandeep will cover that today. 5 actionable techniques in tornado link building. Yeah, so this is a super techniques that can quickly take you from point A to point B. Now we will also cover the mistakes that even the professionals make. Yeah, like nobody is perfect. So we will share them today so you guys can avoid them in your future work. We will also speak about top platforms to use in 2023 for successful link building strategy. And this is what we all gathered for. That's what the name of the webinar spoke about, growing traffic from 0 to 1 million. We're going to share with you the case study of this kind of crazy tornado link building that helped the client to reach such an amazing result. Yeah, how other agencies do it. Today, you will learn it from the first resource. And finally, let me introduce, finally, after my long introduction, I guess it's the right time for you to build up the excitement for our speaker today. And I've had a pleasure of interacting with him for a few months now. I've been following his work and his blog, and I personally really admire the way he's transforming the idea of treating marketing, digital marketing, and SEO, not just in India, but all over the world. So Sandeep Mallya is the person who, Sandeep Mallya slash the international influencer for me. And that's, I feel myself a bit Indian, so I take pride in that fact that, yeah, like really covers the entire world. So Sandeep will definitely speak about himself much more, but just for you guys to again give a big shout out to him. He is known to most of you as the founder of 99 Signals, and that's the marketing blog that he started in order to guide people who have interest in SEO, to guide entrepreneurs how to achieve great results with their presence online. So, and this blog, that's what really kind of, I have a personal inspiration from this fact that this blog generates over $12,000 of income each month with the amount of information it has and the amount of people that follow it. More than 500,000 people read this blog a year. That's huge, I believe. And just like I told you, not just from India, but from all over the world. Sandeep also runs his own digital marketing agency. He is the host of the exciting Marketing Mantra podcast. I believe that many of you are already the fans and followers of this. And of course, you can see him in many resources and many reputed media, like I said, not only in India, but across the world. I believe Sandeep will definitely share a bit more exciting facts about himself. But for now, I can't hold my excitement more. I would like to give a word to Sandeep right now so that he can finally pass his gyan to all of you guys tonight. Sandeep, the stage is yours, the virtual stage. So please go ahead.
Thank you, Yulia, and thanks for that lovely introduction. Excited to be here. And Yeah, I mean, you've covered the introduction part. There's nothing else that I need to add to my own introduction, and I don't want to bore, the participants or the attendees. And I would just like to, start with the presentation itself, because I'm sure the attendees for this webinar would like to hear about all the latest SEO trends and some of the link building tactics that they can follow. So I would just like to jump right in. So yeah, I have. So, like Yulia mentioned, tornado link building is something that Serbzilla, follows, and they have a very interesting case study which will be discussed right at the end. I'll be covering the SEO trends, SEO mistakes, and some of my favorite link building tactics. And if you have any questions during the presentation, you can just drop your comment, and we'll address those questions right at the end. So let me just move on to the second slide. And this is something that Yulia has already covered. I've been an entrepreneur for over 8 years now, and I started my own blog basically to document whatever I was learning. I'm a big believer in documenting and sharing things with people, sharing my learning, and that's what I try to do with 99 Signals. When I started this blog, I didn't have any intention of generating a passive income, but over the years, through the work, it has generated a decent amount of side income for me. And like Yulia said, it's read by over 500,000 people a year. And I've also been featured in BuzzSumo's list of top 100 content marketers. So that's my introduction, and I would just like to start talking about the SEO trends. And I mean, at the start of the year, you would have seen a lot of articles, a lot of podcast episodes dedicated to SEO trends, right? And this is something that happens every year. This is something that SEOs and bloggers talk about every year. They have their own unique insights to add, but I feel somehow the SEO trends this year are quite different because there have been so many changes in the SEO landscape, and we'll be covering five of my top SEO trends. These are the SEO trends that I think will have a huge impact this year. So let's get started with number one. So number one is about SEO and AI content. Now, AI content has been around for a while, but in the last 6 or 7 months is when it really took on a different shape altogether. And it's also because of the popularity of Chat GPT, right? Chat GPT has really changed the landscape for chat powered, AI powered content. And you've seen how popular it is in the last 2 months. It has gained a lot of active users, and Google is right now threatened by Chat GPT. It's not panic stations yet for Google, but there are articles right now which are saying that Chat GPT will put Google out of business in 2 years. So the media is creating that sort of panic. I'm pretty sure Google will be able to tackle this. In fact, Google is working on its own uh, chatbot, which will be launched this year, probably May this year. There are rumors that it will be launched in May. And there's a lot of algorithm changes that they have introduced, which will basically tackle AI content. Now, AI powered content tools are like ubiquitous right now. I mean, they are everywhere. There's a very interesting stat which says that there's an AI powered tool that is launched every hour. So that shows you how popular AI powered content tools are right now. And this a moral dilemma among marketers and bloggers and content creators about using AI to create content. And my opinion on this would be that AI tools are great for saving time. They are great for streamlining certain process, but it won't replace content creators and copywriters in 2023. So you can't rely on AI powered content tools to create content from scratch. That's not going to happen. A well researched article that incorporates storytelling will beat AI content hands down. And storytelling is something that AI tools can't replicate. And that's what differentiates humans and AI right now. And also the way you do your research, and also how you put together those pieces in a compelling manner. That's how you're going to differentiate your content from AI content. And like I said, I'll be talking about those algorithm changes as well. Google is working on several algorithms right now to detect those pieces of content that are being created by AI. So, as an SEO, it's very important for you to probably use AI tools for copywriting prompts, or creating basic drafts or basic blog outlines, and occasional paraphrasing here and there, but not to create content from scratch, and not to rely too much on AI when you're creating content, right? It's good to probably prevent writer's block. Writer's block is something that all bloggers and copywriters face at some point in time, and that's where AI tools can be used for copywriting prompts and basic drafts, but never rely too much on AI content. And if your readers wanted to read AI content, they would have used Chat GPT anyway. They wouldn't have visited your website. So make sure that your content incorporates a decent amount of storytelling, and make sure that it's well researched and you follow all the other Google guidelines. And uh, you can create a niche for yourself, and you need not worry too much about AI content replacing copywriters. The recommended tools that I would recommend, I'm not sure if you can see the tools right at the bottom, the tools that I've mentioned. Growth Bar is a tool that I use. It has a lot of AI content features which are very helpful for bloggers. You can use it for paraphrasing and copywriting prompts. And then there is something called the SEO Writing Assistant, which is a WordPress plugin by SEMrush. Again, it'll ensure that your content is meeting all the SEO parameters, and it can also help you with occasional paraphrasing. So these are the two tools that I would recommend. And both of these tools have free trials. If you don't have access to them, I can provide access to them. I can probably share the links with Yulia at the end, and you can try these tools for free and see how it works out for you. Now, the next trend is about Google Eat, and it's called Double Eat now because Google has added a new E to their entire EAT criteria. So, what does E stand for? It stands for experience, and what you mean by experience is the first-hand life experience on the topic that you're covering, right? So, just to give you an example, let's say if I were to review Subzilla, which is an up and coming link building tool right now. It's very important for me to be a user first, right? I can't just refer to another article which has reviewed Subzilla and basically summarize the whole thing. I have to be a user first. I have to share my expertise or experience in a way that convinces readers that I'm a user of Subzilla, right? Um, so that's something that this particular criteria will take care of. Google will start penalizing sites that are basically summarizing content or writing review without having first hand experience of the product. Same goes with an iPhone 14 review. When you're watching or when you're reading an iPhone 14 review, you would like it to be from a person who has actually used the new iPhone, right? Now, as a content creator, you can do two things. You can either watch the existing iPhone 14 reviews. You can probably watch the latest review by Marcus Brownlee, and based on that review, you can create your own without actually using the product. Or you can be a user, you can try all the new features, and you can write your own review, and you can add your own unique points. Um, the latter will always be valued. Right now, you will see a lot of people engaging in speculative content, uh, writing reviews without having any experience with the product. All that is going to stop because of this new criteria which has been introduced. So you should make sure that your content clearly demonstrates first hand expertise and a depth of knowledge. And this was something that was introduced in December, a couple of months ago. And it's something that will dictate the search results in this year. So this is going to be a very important addition to Google. And I would suggest you refer to Search Quality Radar Guidelines, which talks about EAT in detail, and it'll give you an idea of what sort of content you need to create to rank on Google. Now, very similar to that is the Google Helpful Content Algorithm update. Now, this was introduced in August 2022, and it'll have a huge impact on how we create content in 2023. Basically, it's all about Google rewarding content where users feel like they've had a satisfying experience. So, it's all about focusing on people first content and not focusing on creating content for search engines alone. So whenever you create content, you should have your buyer persona, your target audience in mind, and create content that resonates with them. And shouldn't think too much about the SEO of your article. You shouldn't think much about what how Google will rank these keywords. You shouldn't engage in keyword stuffing. Those things are going to be, Google is going to penalize you if you engage too much in keyword stuffing, and if you have these old school tactics that you follow for creating content. So you should focus on your audience first. You should really define your buyer persona, and then focus on creating content for that audience. And just to give you an example of what sort of content Google will be penalizing, I gave you the example of iPhone 14 earlier. Now, um, people will be wondering what the next iPhone will have, what sort of features the next iPhone will have, right? So there's a lot of speculative content around that. Now, without having any insider knowledge about this, if you try to create content, then Google is not going to give you any visibility. Similarly, let's say there's a new Netflix show that people have really liked, and they would like to learn more about the next season which is coming up. Now, you, without having any insider knowledge, if you create content, speculative content around that, then this kind of content will not gain any visibility on Google anymore. So speculative content is not going to gain any visibility on Google. Again, Google is going to value your first hand experience, your expertise, and it's going to you need to focus on creating content that your audience resonates with. Now, me being a marketer, or who writes about SEO and content marketing, if today's I start writing about mindfulness, or I start talking about health hacks, then even though I have sufficient EAT in my domain, my content is not going to rank, because I'm creating content about a subject that I've not demonstrated sufficient expertise with. So all that will be very important. You need to really niche down when it comes to creating content, and you need to really focus on your niche, and you will be rewarded in the long run by Google if you develop or demonstrate sufficient EAT. Now, the next SEO trend will be the CTRs impacted by SERP positions, click through rates, basically. Now, the graph that you see on the right side, it shows you the organic CTR breakdown by different positions. Now, historically, what was happening is the search result, which was ranking at number one, was obviously getting more clicks. Search result at two was getting slightly less, and from three onwards, you could see a big drop in terms of CTR. Now, Google introduced endless scrolling on both desktop and mobile. It was introduced on mobile first, and now even desktop has endless scrolling. So this will put an end to pagination. What that means is you'll not see page 2, page 3 pagination on Google search results anymore. Users will be able to scroll Google search. So anything that's ranking on page 2 or page 3 right now, it'll still be accessible to users. So the accessibility will increase. What this means is there'll be a drop in CTRs for page 1 results, and there'll be an increase in CTRs for page 2 and page 3 results. So in the next few months, I would really like you to check your Google search console, and to check your Google analytics to see if you've seen an increase for pages that were not ranking that high on Google. So the CTRs are going to change dramatically in the coming months because of Google introducing endless scrolling. And finally, the last SEO trend that I would like to talk about is the search features and rich results. Now, because of Google adding featured snippets and a lot of search features like videos, questions, there's been a dramatic drop in CTRs. SEMrush recently published a study which showed that almost 26% of searches result in zero clicks. That means people are satisfied, by looking at the answers provided by Google in the search snippet itself. Now, what this does is there's going to be a lot of unpredictability in your performance. So, uh, an article that was getting a lot of clicks like a couple of years back will probably not get as many visits now. And I've seen it happen with a few of my articles. One of the articles that I have on my blog is called "The Best Movies for Entrepreneurs," right? And though it's ranking at number one, I've seen a dramatic drop in terms of CTR, because Google is showing those movies in the search snippet itself. So anyone who wants to know about the best movies for entrepreneurs, they can find the answer in the search snippet itself. And because of this, the click rate has dropped drastically. So there's going to be a lot of unpredictability when it comes to your performance analysis. And because of all these SERP features, you need to focus on creating a very diversified content. So taking the example of SERPzilla again, I mean, I already have a SERPzilla review on my blog, right? So for me to gain better visibility on Google, I would probably have to do a video tutorial of SERPzilla, or I would have to add a FAQ section at the end of my post, which covers all the relevant questions on SERPzilla, right? So you need to really diversify your content. It's not sufficient anymore to just have a blog post. You should also have a video which covers that particular topic. You can probably have a podcast episode as well to rank on Google Podcasts. You can have an FAQ section at the end uh, for any article that you write, because there are going to be questions around the topic that you're covering. And if you can answer those questions in a convincing manner, then Google will rank your content in the snippet section. And the tools I would recommend for this is SEMrush. SEMrush can provide you those question based keywords, and based on these question based keywords, you can create an FAQ section for any topic that you're writing on. There's also a free tool called Answer the Public, which will show you the questions revolving around a certain topic. And then there is BuzzSumo. BuzzSumo will basically show you all the popular content pieces for a given topic, so you'll know what the top ranking pages for a specific topic, uh, how they are covering the content, and if you can create content that's better than theirs, right? So you will probably see a lot of diversified content anyway ranking on top. And if you have to outrank them, then you also have to create diversified content that incorporates text, video, podcast episode, and even images. If you have interesting infographics that you can add to your post, then that's going to give you more visibility. So those are the five SEO trends that I wanted to cover. Now we'll move on to the next section, which I believe are the five worst SEO mistakes. And these are the mistakes that a lot of seasoned SEOs also do. And I would just like to cover them briefly in this section of the webinar. The first mistake that people do is not setting SEO goals. So SEO, as you know, will not provide results instantly. It's something that will provide returns in the long run, right? And Matt Diggity, who's an SEO expert, an excellent blogger, tweeted today that SEO is like going to the gym. You'll have to expend resources now so you can reap rewards in the future, right? And to do that, you'll have to set SEO goals. And the best way to go about setting your SEO goal is to follow this pyramid structure that you see in the presentation in the slide here, right? You should have an outcome goal. That's the number one, that's the top of the pyramid. So let's say you create a specific piece of content, right? Your goal should be to rank in the top 3 on Google for your target keywords in the next 6 months. So if that's the outcome goal, then the next step in the pyramid is to generate 25 authoritative backlinks for that post in 6 months. So If you have top notch content, and if you can generate backlinks for that content, then it's a guaranteed way for you to really level up your rankings. So that can be how you break down your outcome goal into performance goals. Now, the final stage of the pyramid is breaking down your performance goals into process goals. Now, in order to get those 25 authoritative backlinks, you'll probably need to send around 300 outreach emails in 6 months. Now, this is just an example. Your outcome goal can be totally different from this. But if you follow this particular structure, and if you have a spreadsheet where you can monitor it on a regular basis, that's how you can keep a tab on the performance of your articles. Now, SEO is not a set it and forget it thing. I mean, you publish a post, and you know you can't expect traffic to magically appear from somewhere, right? So you'll need to track traffic. You'll need to update your content accordingly from time to time, and you'll also need to monitor your goals, and that's how you make sure that your SEO is actually achieving any concrete results. So setting SEO goals is super important. I do this at my agency. Blogging is something that we do for all our clients, because I feel blogging is like the cornerstone of any business. That's a huge content marketing asset. And for each blog post that we write, we set certain SEO goals. And 99.9% of the times I've seen that setting SEO goals helps you achieve them as well, as long as you work on your performance and your process goals. So that's something that all SEOs should do. And when you set an SEO goal for a piece of content that you've created, it's much easier for you to streamline your efforts going forward. Now, the second SEO mistake, and this is super common and this is super easy to avoid as well, is not aligning your content with search intent. So, if you look at all the top ranking pages on Google right now, they are all content pieces that have met this particular litmus test. They have targeted keywords which have aligned with the search intent. Now, understanding the search intent is like the secret sauce that helps content creators rank their pages on Google. Now, there are four types of search intent, but the two most common ones are informational and commercial. As an SEO, what you need to keep in mind is most of the blog posts that you create will have keywords with informational search intent. And if you create any landing pages or e-commerce pages, these are the pages that have commercial intent, right? So just to give you an example, if someone types buy iPhone 14 online, that's a transactional keyword, right? Someone is about to make a purchase, and they are just looking for websites where they can buy the latest iPhone. On the other hand, if someone gives a search on iPhone 14 review, that's a commercial intent keyword, because people have not made up their mind yet. They would like to learn more about the features, and after that they would like to make an informed decision. So the search intent of the keywords you are targeting is something that you should do. That starts at the basic keyword research itself, and the tool that you can use for this is SEMrush. SEMrush is one of the few all-purpose SEO tools out there, which will show you the search intent of the keywords as well. Or if you don't want to invest in an SEO tool, you can just do a plain old Google search, and you'll see what kind of pages are ranking for those particular keywords. If you see a lot of product pages or landing pages or e-commerce pages ranking for the keyword, that means it's a commercial intent or a transactional intent keyword. On the other hand, if most of the keywords that are ranking, most of the articles that are ranking for those keywords are blog posts, that means those are informational keywords. So aligning your content with search intent is like a primary thing you should do. If you don't do this, then your pages are not going to rank. The third mistake is using too many pop-ups and email capture forms. I've been guilty of this several times. In our quest to expand our email list, we have these annoying pop-ups that really compromise user experience. And with the latest Google algorithm updates, user experience is super important. It's super important that your page speed is under 5 seconds, and you're also providing a great user experience. And nothing spoils user experience more than a pop-up, right? So it's very important for you to use limited number of pop-ups, and even if you're using pop-ups, make sure that they are mobile friendly, and use exit intent pop-ups. Now these are pop-ups that are only activated when someone is about to leave your website, right? So um, they are the least intrusive, but if you can avoid them altogether, that's even better. But I understand it's important for you to have an email list, so you should limit the number of pop-ups and make sure that they're not too intrusive. And this is a mistake that even mainstream websites do. If you look at all the news websites, they are filled with these annoying pop-ups and ads. Washington Post has a very annoying pop-up that really intrudes the whole screen. So this is something that mainstream websites also do, and Google is going to penalize these websites going forward, because not only are they annoying and spoil user experience, but they also bring your speed down drastically. So avoid using too many pop-ups, and even if you're using them, make sure that they are mobile optimized and you use exit intent pop-ups. And the next SEO mistake is not updating your content on a regular basis. Now this is a super important thing that you should do. As a user, you wouldn't want to land on an article that was published back in 2017, right? You would want relevant, fresh information. And invariably what happens is the content that was ranking on top in 2019 will gradually start losing rankings, because the information provided is not fresh anymore. It's not as relevant as it once was. So it's very important for you to revisit your articles every 3 months or every 6 months based on the topic, and then do a complete refresh. And by complete refresh, I mean adding new visuals. So just to give you an example, if I'm doing a SEMrush review, and SEMrush has a brand new dashboard now. They have uh, added more features to their tool. So it's very important for me to update my screenshots and annotations, and also talk about these new features. Um, and what you can do is you can check your Google Search Console, and you can see if there have been any drops, traffic drops in some of your older posts that were ranking on top. And you can also check your analytics. You can compare the last 3 months traffic with the previous 3 months to see if there's been a drop in traffic, and you can revisit these posts and you can update them accordingly. There's also a free tool called Animals Revive, which will do the heavy lifting for you. It'll connect to your Google Analytics, and it'll share an email in less than 24 hours. So it'll show you all the blog posts or pages on your site that have witnessed a decline in traffic, and you can revisit those articles and update them accordingly, and make sure that you're providing fresh content to your readers. And finally, the SEO mistake that a lot of mainstream websites also do is not having a mobile optimized website. Earlier, I was talking about Washington Post having annoying pop-ups. They also don't have a website which is mobile optimized. Right now, if you check the score, the performance score on page speed insights for Washington Post, it's less than 20. So that shows you that they're not prioritizing. I don't know where the slides went. Yulia, can you just turn on the slides again? Yeah. So mobile first indexing is something that Google uses. So even if you have a robust desktop website, um, Google uses the mobile version of your content to index and rank pages. So it's very important for you to make sure that your mobile is make sure that your website is mobile optimized. So luckily WordPress themes, a lot of WordPress themes incorporate mobile friendliness in their themes, so you can use any of the mobile optimized themes. You can also use a caching plugin like WP Rocket to make sure that your speed is optimal. And you can use free tools like GT Metrics and Mobile Friendly Test on a regular basis to see where you're standing when it comes to your mobile performance. So these are the free tools that you can use. You can also use Google Search Console, and they have the mobile usability test report, which will show you whether your website is mobile friendly or not, and it will also show you the pages where the pages where um, your content is not mobile optimized. So you'll see the specific errors from these pages, and you can go about optimizing any errors that you find here. And the last section of my presentation will be the five best link building tactics. Um, this is the whole agenda of this particular presentation. Subzilla has something called Tornado Link Building, and they wanted me to share my favorite link building hacks, and I would just like to do that. So starting with broken link building, because broken link building also takes care of competitor analysis. It's a very popular method, but it's also one of the most difficult and time consuming methods. You'll have to put a lot of time, invest a lot of time into it. So we'll be starting with the difficult link building tactics first, and we can move on to the easier ones. The next few ones are super easy, so bear with me here. So broken link building is basically finding broken external links on other websites in your niche, most preferably your competitors, and then reaching out and recommending your own content as a replacement. So again, you can use tool like SEMrush backlink analytics tool, where you can just type your competitor's domain, and it'll show you all the broken links in your competitor's domain. And what you can do is you can plug this URL into SEMrush again and see where they're fetching backlinks from. And if you see any authoritative sites linking to your competitors, you can reach out to them, provided you have the necessary content as replacement. You can reach out to them and tell them that you have a resource. And me as a blogger, I mean, if someone is reaching out to me saying that a link is broken in one of my posts, and if they have a very useful post as a replacement, I would replace it in no time. The reason I say it's time consuming is because you'll have to find out what the broken links are, and then you may not have the suitable replacement. You may have to start creating content from scratch. So that's why it's time consuming, but it's also a way for you to find the most authoritative backlinks. You can use SEMrush Ahrefs, like I said, for this purpose. You can also use a free extension like Check My Links, which will show you all the broken links on a specific page that you visit. And then there is a tool called Find That Lead. And Find That Lead is basically a tool which fetches email address from any website. So if you want to reach out to a specific blogger in your niche or an influencer, you can use Find That Lead. It'll give you 50 free credits, and you can find their email address and also find their LinkedIn information. So these are some of the tools that you can use for broken link building. The second specific link building tactic is not essentially a link building tactic, but it's uh, an SEO best practice for your blog. That is to create evergreen posts. Now, as the name suggests, these are blog posts that stay relevant in the long run. Unlike posts on trending topics or the news articles that you see, evergreen posts are posts that provide value to readers long time after they've been published. And the reason I always tell people to create evergreen posts is because it attracts a large number of natural backlinks. And if you can refer to the Matt Cutts quote on the right, though it's a very old quote, it still stands the test of time. What he says is the objective is not to make your links appear natural. The objective is that your links are natural. So Google values natural links, or editorial links as they call it, over all other links. So any outreach that you do or any link building tactic that you yourself engage in, these are tactics where you are being proactive, reaching out to people, and it's not a very organic way to get backlinks. Whereas if you have a high quality content, if you have a piece of content or an article which covers a topic in depth and which is ranking in the first three results, then you will naturally get a lot of organic backlinks. And that's what Google values. And if you focus on evergreen topics, then you can essentially rank on top and attract a lot of natural backlinks. And the tools here that you can use for this is SEMrush. Again, they have the keyword magic tool, which will show you certain keywords which have that evergreen potential. And you can also use BuzzSumo, which will show you all the trending topics or the popular topics in a particular niche, and it'll show you what the evergreen topics are, and you can take inspiration from them, and you can probably focus on creating something that's better. Because if you're going to topple an evergreen article from top, your article needs to be at least 2x better. In SEO, we have this unrealistic assumption that it needs to be 10x better. No content can be 10x better unless the content that is ranking on top is not that great. So focus on creating 2x content. We spoke about diversified content earlier, so if you can add all those elements to your article, then you have a better chance of ranking on top. The next the next link building tactic is transferring link authority, and this is where you transfer authority from your own pages. This is where you really leverage internal links. And as an SEO, I've seen a lot of bloggers underestimating internal links, but it's one of the easiest things you can do to transfer authority from some of the existing pages on your site to new posts or posts that are just not ranking. So what you need to do here is you need to identify your power pages. Now, these are the pages with the most number of backlinks and authority. Once again, you can use a tool like SEMrush or Ahrefs to identify these pages. um, and once you've identified these pages, you can transfer link authority from these pages to some of your new posts or some of the older posts that are not generating traction. But what you need to do is you need to make sure that the links are relevant, organic, and contextual. If you just add random links, to posts that don't have any connection with any of your power pages, then that's not going to help you in any way. You're not transferring any authority that way. But you need to make sure that the links are relevant and contextual. The next method is again quite simple. It's infographic link building. Now, the objective here is to find um, a top ranking post on your blog, and basically to repurpose that post into an infographic. Now, you can use a tool like Wengage to create infographics. I would recommend Canva, but Canva has a lot of templates that have been used by other bloggers, so you're not going to create any differentiation there. But Wengage is a infographic platform where you'll find a lot of infographic focused templates. So that's why I recommend Wengage. Or you can hire a dedicated designer at Design Pickle. Now, Design Pickle is a service where you have to pay a monthly subscription fee and you get your own dedicated designer. But the infographic that they create obviously stands out, and you can be rest assured that the infographics are better than the free templates that you find on Canva and even Wengage. Now, once you've created this infographic, you can submit it to infographic submission sites. There are a lot of infographic submission sites out there, authoritative ones. And you can see a particular link here from my blog, which has a list of all the infographic sites that you can reach out to, and you can submit your infographic there, and basically get free backlinks, or get backlinks at a very minimal amount. You can also promote your infographic on Reddit. Reddit has a dedicated subreddit for infographics called the Infographics subreddit, which has like 200,000 members. And if your infographic generates a lot of upvotes here, that's a natural backlink for you. Though it will be a no follow backlink, since it's coming from Reddit, it will have a lot of link juice that will be transferred to it. Then you have something called the gestographic link building method. This was pioneered by Brian Dean. Um, Essentially, what you do is whenever you're sending an outreach email, you use your infographic, your professionally designed infographic, as a hook. So outreach emails are often ignored, right? 9 out of 10 outreach emails are ignored. But if you have a very compelling infographic, then you can use that as leverage to make people respond to your outreach emails. And once again, you can use BuzzSumo to find industry influencers here. And then You can use Mailshake to curate these personalized outreach emails, and you can use this infographic as a hook, and then make your pitch for a guest post on these authoritative blogs. So that's the infographic link building method in a nutshell. And then you have something called the resource page link building. Now most bloggers will have a resource page where they'll list down their favorite tools and resources. So I have a lot of resource pages on my blog. I have a resource page dedicated to content marketing, a resource page dedicated to blogging, the one that you see, the screenshot that you see on the right. That's the ultimate blogging toolkit. And I've had a lot of entrepreneurs reach out to me, small business owners reach out to me, basically pitching their tool to me so that I can include it in this list. So if you are a founder who would like to gain some visibility for your startup or your SaaS product, then you can reach out to you know influential bloggers in your niche, and then you can pitch your tool to them, and that's a way for you to gain some visibility and also increase your authority, because there are a lot of authoritative bloggers out there, um, from all walks of life, who have resource pages. And if you can pitch your resource to them, and if they find it useful, they'll add it to their list of resources. Now the search operator that you see at the bottom here is the search operator you can use to identify bloggers in your niche who have those resource pages. So you can just copy it, and then you can insert your own keywords, and then identify bloggers who have resource pages. And then you can use a tool like Find That Lead to find the email address, and use Mailshake to send a personalized outreach email to them. So that wraps up my presentation. I've covered SEO trends, SEO mistakes, and five of my favorite link building tactics. And like Yulia said in the beginning, you can follow me on LinkedIn, and you can also follow me on Twitter. And you can visit my blog 99signals.com. You'll find more actionable tips on SEO and online marketing there. So thank you so much for taking the time to be a part of this webinar. And I hope you had some useful insights from this presentation. Over to you, Yulia.
I won't hide the fact, honestly, that this information that you have shared was absolutely new to me. So, honestly, guys, whoever is listening now, you are superheroes. And Sandeep, you're the leader of superheroes because it's
Thank you so
I
much.
can't imagine. It seems so easy that okay, there are websites, they are number one, number two, but whoever is behind it, and all these people who are here who are doing their job, is incredible. Honestly, that's I'm sure it's been very precious for everyone who's been listening. But we are still here to mention like the topic that we promised everyone, right? So that how actually to show the example, because there you've mentioned a lot of different tools on how to do it organically, steadily, and that's what we call the long-term solid SEO, right? And still there are some cases that we have that really can help to really accelerate this process, and that's where Nick is here to share such an example with you. Remember, guys, we promised you to give you the case study of the tornado link building. So now it is the time for that. And in order to introduce this tornado link building case of our partners, I would like to give a word to one more guest. This is Nick Casey. He is the product manager of Serbzilla, and he's going to take another, I guess, 5-7 minutes to tell you guys of actually how the real company took their traffic from 0 to 1 million through link building. And I hope there are people who are excited to hear about that. And let me remind you guys that after that, we're going to have our session of questions. And from what I know, Nick has prepared some prize for the people who will come up with the most interesting and curious question. So, looking forward to that, guys. Nick, all to you. We're welcoming you here. Hello.
Hello. I suppose you can see me and hear me.
Yes,
Am I right?
I can. I can.
Hi, Sandeep. Hi, Julia.
Hi. Hi, Nick. Nice to meet you.
Same here. And also hello to everyone who's listening and watching right now. I'm actually imagining that it has been already 1 hour, so you guys must be pretty exhausted. I won't take much of your time, and I will focus on very interesting stuff. Let me actually straight up dive into the meat, into the power. So, firstly, allow me to briefly introduce myself. I'm Nick Casey. I'm product manager at Serbzilla, and I would strictly focus on one topic. You saw the article of this webinar, grabbing traffic from 0 to 1 million. This is what we're going to talk about right now. We have a very interesting and very unconventional case. Like, it's so unconventional that it is very hard to explain, and at some point it is under strict NDA. So some parts we just can't talk about. So this is an additional challenge to our case study, but we still managed to do it and to talk about it. So I present our case success story, the case that we call Power. So our SEO specialist, some random guy from Vietnam. I can't unfortunately say his name, say his company, basically say anything. Everything is under strict NDA, but you can probably imagine in your head who it can be. Maybe you know some specialists from Vietnam, maybe you know some big companies. That guy or a girl, whatever, used huge amount of backlinks with 13 keywords. He started basically from scratch, from nothing, and he used not just some kind of backlinks. He used our very own Serbzilla backlinks. And this is the stuff I will show you guys how to do that, where to go to find those kinds of backlinks. So, as you see, he got a huge amount of those. 600 for the first keyword, 500 for the next keyword, and so on and so on. So thousands of them. And let's go to parameters of those backlinks. Because as you see, they're not very conventional. They're not very traditional. The average domain authority of each backlink was 23. The average price of that backlink was, imagine that, $25 per month. So $2 per link. All of those backlinks were bought from the main pages. And I want to stress the fourth topic out. Topic and website region were completely ignored. So all of that, all those points. And in addition, this SEO specialist, unnamed specialist, used backlink on irrelevant websites with irrelevant region. Like, this is complete blasphemy, to be honest. Like, all SEO specialists right now, they're talking about topic relevancy, niche relevancy, region relevancy, and guy from our case completely ignored that out. This is what happens when you have a really interesting strategy and a very interesting tool to play. So his basics were very low, like thousands people per month, per day, not something to brag about. He grew up exponentially, and within 2 months, he got 1 million daily traffic on his website. And as you see, like, crazy amount of keywords were in top 100, are in top 100 still, I suppose. So those are crazy good results. Those are at some point impossible results for many SEO specialists. So that's why we are very proud of this case, because it was done with our tool. And we're very sad because this case is under so much NDA that we can't talk about the exact strategy. So you just got to believe me in that regard. I will just show one more slide so you can see what crazy growth was that everything started from basically zero. And it went to millions of traffic, millions of keywords, millions of backlinks, millions of everything. So that guy, he was doing everything in full power. That's why we call this case power. And since I can't really talk about how exactly did he do that, I can't spoil his strategy. I can show you what exact tool did he use. And for that, give me one moment. I will make a screen demonstration and we'll just show you the SERPzilla and SERPzilla backlinks that were used to achieve those crazy results. Yep. So while it's opening, I want to say one more thing. Like Julia said, I'm planning to award people with who will do something crazy during this webinar. But my idea wasn't about the questions per se, but a bit different. As for the prize, I will say about this idea in a few short minutes. But about the prize money, you can win $30 for backlinks. And when we're talking about average price of backlink with of $2, so $30 is basically more than 15 backlinks. So it's very good. So this is SERPzilla. Let's actually go and buy some links using my fake projects. What I specifically want to show you called SERPzilla backlinks. Those are basically automated niche edits. Like you guys probably know about niche edits. You probably saw them at some point. So those types of backlinks, they're very easy to do, and they are much more easier to do with us. Like you can see the hint here, it is automated, and the backlink is automatically placed inside a pre-existing page somewhere outside of content. Like we can see the example, this is our page, something like this, gonna look our niche edits. And in the right corner, we have our filters. We can use domain authority. Actually, from the presentation, we remember that average DA was around 23. So let's go and hit 23. As for the rest, we remember that topic and a region were not as important. So let's just click filter and see what can we find. As you see, we have our applied filters right here, and we found 3,000 plus different websites with multiple pages within every website. So this is something that we can work with right now. We can click on each and every website, check if it's pretty or not. If it's not, we can scroll down. And if we're happy with the result, we select the pages, we select our URL, our keywords, our anchor text. And when we click buy, basically right here, SERPzilla magic will hit the target. Let me actually do that. I have some money on this account. I want to spend it. Yep. So right now, the system is going to place those backlinks within 2 hours on these specific pages with our specific anchor text. This is how our case study hero achieved his results, and I encourage you to do the same. So my small prize pool of $30 will go to one lucky person. You right now can go to serpzilla.com. I want actually, Julia, can you write serpzilla.com in the chat so people will be able to click on it? Or I can actually copy and paste. That would be probably faster. So, but still, thank you for responding. Yeah. So, yes, this is serpzilla.com. What I want you to do right now, guys, open SERPzilla, register, completely free. Meanwhile, to be honest, after that, you would need to buy at least one backlink. It can start from 1 cent per backlink, so it won't be much of a spendings. And when you do your spending, when you buy your first backlink via Subzilla, you have a chance to win $30 to your account. So as you see, this stream is not for millions of people, right? It's just you and me, basically, guys. So the chance to win those $30 is very high. So once again, go to Subzilla, register for free, buy one backlink, not for free, but for very cheap, and you will have $30 on your account. It's basically enough to do around 1 month of your backlink strategy, I suppose. So yeah, basically that's it. If you guys have any questions regarding the case study, the Subzilla, maybe you have some questions to Sandeep, feel free.
So, right. Okay, I'm audible, I hope.
Yep.
Right after this webinar, we will be sending the recording to everyone. And again, you guys will get the special link for the registration also from Sandeep. And you will see the special conditions. And we prepared another gift for you for your credits on that link. So please check your email within a couple of hours after the webinar. And again, the field and the space is open for the questions if you have towards Sandeep. And we literally have a couple of minutes for that. And if everything is fine, we will carry on with our dinners, families, and friends. But while you're gathering your mind, I would like to thank Sandeep a lot because unfortunately I have never made it to your webinar. I've just read your articles. I have always seen you on the screen, like on the photos that I could just reach out, but I've never heard you speak. So that was a great experience for me as well. To first of all, now I understand why you decided to run your podcast, because that's how really like the information really goes smoothly. And I'm sure like a person like me who is super far from the industry, still I learned a lot for myself. And if I'm not mistaken, you also have the YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel, but it's not very active right now. Would like to
Okay.
change that in 2023. So would like to start doing more reviews there. So hopefully I'll be able to gain some traction for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like I was surprised. Like definitely that's gonna be your personal top trend 2023 for Sandeep Mallya. That's
Yeah,
conquer the
diversified
YouTube.
content. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Okay, so we're looking forward to that. Now, technically, now we are streaming on YouTube, and that's
Mm.
how you again another step for your YouTube bright career. And we have the question from Harshit. Would you like to read it, or shall
We
I
can
read it for
actually
you?
make it on the screen so everyone can read it. And I suppose that's a
Mm.
question for me because it states
Yeah.
Subzilla, and I feel it's very relevant. But lots of freelancers providing tons of backlinks for cheaper prices. Whether it's going to work for SEO and how it's going to be different from Subzilla. Firstly, thank you for the question. It's really good, really relevant. It hits my heart directly. Um,
Mhm.
well, so firstly, talking about lots of freelancers providing tons of backlinks. Uh, I remember a lot of cases during my work as a product manager in SEO company. I was spoken with a lot of different SEO agencies, and they were saying that they have tons of backlinks from different freelancers. But then we go to those freelancers and we try to speak to them because we were interested how did they do their backlinking, and you know what they said? They were using Subzilla, similar tools, because it's easy to get centralizedly get a lot of backlinks and then to resell them to some agencies, companies, and so on. So, firstly, we're not necessarily different from the freelancers. Talking about cheaper prices, well, that's a point of a big debate, actually, because when we're talking about Serbzilla, the average price is around $2. The minimum price is 1 cent. So I actually very interested if you have any backlinks for cheaper. If you do so, please contact me. I will be actually, you know what? This is my email. Please contact me if you have any cheaper backlinks, because this is actually I'm unironically interested in that. So, talking about SEO, is it going to work for SEO? Well, I just shown you the case when it's work. So, yeah, sorry, it's late evening for me, and I struggle to combine words into sentences today. So, sorry for that. Like you saw case, you saw that there are guys that were able to hit good results with those specific types of backlinks. And actually, on our website on serbzilla.com, we have multiple different cases in multiple different niches with multiple different strategies. Some of them are very detailed in terms of what people did. So I encourage you to go to Serbzilla, check just blog, just cases, see how we do, see how people do. My answer is that yes, those backlinks do work in SEO, and I hope that I answered your question. Thank you once again.
All right. Benedict, I love this name. Benedict or Benedict is asking how Serbzilla is going to achieve my goals. Sounds like a question from a Tony Robbins seminar. But Nick, do you have an answer to that?
Well, as a trade finance facilitator, I'm feeling so dumb right now. I don't know what finance facilitator does at all. Like, I have no ideas, to be honest. So, whatever you girls are, I'm not aware of them. So, um, if your girls are somewhat related to SEO, let's imagine that. Backlinks usually help in SEO. That's a fact. That's a fact that even Google acknowledges. Basically, when you do good backlinks, they boost your metrics, trust metrics like DA, DR, trust flow, citation flow. There are many of them, and they're basically all similar in a way what they do for the website. You do good backlinks, you increase your trust metrics. Google see you increasing those trust metrics, and it ranks you up higher in the search results. And after that, you're going to hit more visitors per month because you're higher in the Google results. You're going to have more people visiting your website. You have more traffic, and traffic is basically, well, it's up to you what that traffic is going to be about. Maybe you're selling stuff, maybe you're buying stuff, but either way, traffic is good. So I hope that was the answer to your question, Benedict. Thank you.
Yeah, nice question, even to me, by the way. Nice. Hi, says Mina Accessories. Okay, guys, so another literally 30 seconds for any of you to place your question. If not, we're going to wave a warm goodbye to all our speakers tonight.
I see the
Okay.
question, actually.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. To be specific, have you any customers from trade finance who has seen results from Serbzilla? So, since we have not much time, the short answer is yes, we do. A longer answer, please go to our blog, read our case studies, and if you have any questions, feel free to write me. Once again, I can show my email. I used to stream a lot using this specific room, so I have all my setups right here, my email, my hair, everything. So I'm feeling very comfortable with that. So We do. Please write me if you think otherwise.
Okay. On this positive note, I guess let us finish our gathering. Like I said, it was a great pleasure. It's been a great pleasure to hear Sandeep you today, and I feel really special to be the part of this webinar today. And thank you very much to everyone who's been with us and spent this evening full of learning and insights. Thank you, Nick. We are going to follow up this webinar with the emails with all the instructions for you guys on how you can get even more benefits after this webinar is over. So please check your emails. Do not forget it. And thank you, Sandeep, again. And I hope to see
Thank you for
you
having me.
on different stages, on different blogs more, with even
Hmm.
bigger scale than you're on now. Thank you,
Thank you so
guys.
much.
And some mean
Thank you.
accessories is writing the last question. I don't know if we should address it or not. Sandeep,
I think
sir.
we'll address them by text after the webinar.
Yeah,
That's also a possibility.
sure,
All
sure.
right, let's do it. Okay, thank you guys, and have a great evening ahead.
Thank you all. Thank you for having me. Have a
Bye.
nice day. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining the webinar.